What is going on, guys? I'm Consumer Tech Review, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the M612 Predator from Redragon. I'm going to do the unboxing, and then I'm going to go over the pros and the cons and my own real life experience. And if at any point during the video you want to check out this exact same mouse for yourself, all the Amazon links below for the US, UK, and Canada, or you can get it directly from Redragon. I'll also have that link below. Use code CTR5% to save 5% on your order and help support the channel. But let's get into the video. Unboxing the Redragon M612 Predator. This is the newest gaming mouse that Redragon has come out with, and it's a super budget option, and it's looking really promising. Up to 8,000 DPI, a lot of other stuff. Let's just get this thing open. That's what you guys want to see. Nothing else in the box. You get the Redragon sticker, you get a little overview with DPI and lighting instructions and things like that, but do definitely get the software for the Redragon mice because it's quite good. And overall first impressions is pretty impressive. Now, I'll say right away, the cable is pretty stiff, although some of other Redragon's mice have a very stiff cable, although they do also have one of the lightest cables in the industry, which is also kind of funny, but overall, I'm extremely impressed with this build quality. The three programmable buttons at the top are actually a matte finish, which looks way more premium than actually on some of their other more expensive ones. They have new buttons actually on all of these that they haven't used on all their previous mice. One smooth and then one with these little points coming off of it. It has a nice rubber right here. Wow, it actually has really nice rubber there. It looks like there's gonna be RGBs down here and down there, and probably along the scroll wheel too. The scroll wheel doesn't feel bad. The ergonomics of it are quite good. I was expecting it to be a lot smaller, but it's not. This actually feels quite good. The build quality is way better than I thought. And one of my favorite things is it actually has a button right here, which is, I think, is a macro that is already pre-programmed to a triple fire, which is very fun to play with. I actually love the ergonomics. Obviously, it is a right-handed mouse, but extremely impressed. But guys, that was the unboxing of the newest Redragon mouse that I'm extremely impressed by. But now let's come back in a week or so when I give my actual review. Take it away, Future Consumer Tech Review, in 3, 2. So jumping right into it, this mouse is actually coming out on January 29th. I've got it a little bit early. So if you're wondering why you can't buy it immediately, it's coming out January 29th. But let's jump into the first pro, because this mouse is so special, the newest mouse from Redragon. This actually has really good tracking. It's using the Pixart 3104 sensor, which is actually, I think, the first time that this sensor is used in a mouse. This is giving you up to 8,000 DPI, and most of you will never actually need to go to 8,000 DPI, but I did use this with the G902 Hero from Logitech, and I kept switching between those on Warzone. And honestly, yes, the G502 is better for the tracking, but this mouse's tracking is actually quite comparable, which is crazy, and it's blowing my mind because this mouse is $18 when it comes out. That's a pretty darn good deal. Moving to the next pro, that is the design and the build quality. This is built really well. The materials feel very solid, they feel really good, and it honestly feels like a $30 to $50 mouse. There is a very grippy rubber on the left side of the mouse, as well as having a matte black kind of on most of the mouse, and then kind of accents with gloss, and it's giving me really good vibes. This looks premium. They did a really good job with where to put certain quality of materials, certain colors. You know, having that matte mouse with the shininess, not all over it, not in a huge amount, but just in little sections of it, really reminds me of kind of what Razer has done with a lot of theirs. It's just accented gloss pieces, which make it look premium and not cheap. Moving on to the next pro, that is the RGB. Now this does have quite a bit of RGB on it, and I think the design is really good, especially with the lines of the mouse, especially with the angles. It just looks very nice. Now the RGB is pretty bright actually. However, it does have some dimmer spots, but because they actually have a good opacity to the strip, it doesn't look bad, which is really awesome. This actually looks better than some of the other mice that Redragon has come out with that do have more noticeable dark spots. This has a pretty consistent line to it, although it does look absolutely the best in a static color mode rather than like a rainbow wave. So I do suggest do a static color. You can pick from any color you want. There is a couple different modes like waves and things like that. Moving on to the next pro, that is going to be programmable buttons. This has quite a bit on it. On the left side, there is two buttons. One has little nubs on them that is really grippy and really easy to differentiate from the other one, which a lot of companies don't do that. Like Razer doesn't do that. HyperX doesn't do that on some of their mice. So it's really nice that this one does have a differentiation between them that's easily noticeable without looking down. And this actually heavily affects gaming for me. Something like the G502, they feel almost identical and they're not quite in the right position for my hand, but this one, it's in a better position and I easily know which one is which. This might not be as big to you if you don't use it in gaming, but I use those two buttons all the time in gaming. Now, as well as that, on the top, there is 3 buttons in a row for programmable buttons. You can set them to whatever you want. It does have it as far as changing DPI just right out of the box. And then there is also another button, which I really, really love. It's off to the left side, right next to the left click. This comes out of the box programmed as a macro to do a triple click, which is absolutely awesome. I love using this in games, especially games that are very strategic, first-person shooters, ultra realism, like Insurgency Sandstorm. When I'm rocking my secondary in close quarters, I use that to do triple fire, and it almost makes something like a Glock like fully automatic, and it helps ridiculously. Like, you are a god in some of these games where other people just don't have macros that are easily accessible as a fire button, as a secondary fire button. This makes a big difference in games like that. Now, because this is not out, I don't have all of the data on it, but I don't know the exact weight, but I'm pretty sure this is around 90 to 95 grams, which is a really good weight for me. It's pretty much where I love to have my mice. Very similar weight to the HyperX Pulsefire Surge. Now let's talk ergonomics. This is a right-handed mouse. You're not gonna be able to use this if you use your left hand, but if you use your right hand, the ergonomics are so good. One of my favorite ergonomics, especially in this price range, even with other mice like the G502. I've been comparing that a lot to it because I've been switching back and forth between them. I prefer the feeling, the actually ergonomics of the M612. It just feels really good. They put a lot of work into the design and it shows here. I have my girlfriend who has used a lot of mice as well. I had her come in here, say, hey, check this mouse out. It hasn't come out yet. She was like, what is this? Like, 40, 50 bucks? And I told her 18 and it blew her mind. It's crazy. I have a feeling this is gonna sell out pretty dang quick. Now guys, those are all the pros, but I do have to say this is absolutely the best mouse in the price range, period. There is nothing better than this right now in this price range, even going up to like $30, $35. This is definitely gonna be on the top just because of what you get and the price of it. The tracking is good. And I don't know if that's because they put that new sensor in there and Redragon was able to get that sensor before anyone else, but they brought the price range down on what you're gonna need to have to do really, really good gaming. Somebody using something like the G502 or the Pulsefire Surge or something like that, you'll be able to compete with people just like that and you won't have a disadvantage, which is awesome because it's allowing people that don't have very much money to be able to get into gaming and really play well. So if you guys do want an epic mouse that is really at a low price range, that's not gonna break the bank, I highly recommend this one. There is one con, and we're gonna talk about that now. That would be the cable. This is a pretty stiff cable. All you have to do is make sure that there's some slack on it. Obviously, this price range, they got a cost cut somewhere, and I'm glad that they did that. I would rather have a worse cable at this price range without having to up it like $5, because then you're getting into a whole new price range. This is so budget friendly. You get so much value for your money. But if you guys don't have very much money, this mouse is going to up your playing so much, and it looks so good. Remember, if you do want to go pick this mouse up, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, and Canada, or a direct Redragon link below. You can save 5% off your order using code CTR5% and help support the channel. But guys, again, I cannot stress this enough. This mouse blew me away. Redragon's been doing some of the most epic stuff lately. So if you guys do want to pick up this mouse, if you do want to get into a higher quality of gaming with your mouse, this is absolutely the mouse to get. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it helped you out. If it did, help me out and throw a like below. And if you enjoy gaming tech reviews or just tech reviews in general, I do a ton of those, so please consider subscribing. Guys, we are about to hit 30,000 subs. We've had a couple videos recently that have just done really well. I've been trying to really pump out these videos for you guys. I've been having absolutely so much fun. The most fun I've probably had ever making videos. I've been trying to up my quality. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope you guys are noticing it. But thank you for all the love and support. This was Consumer Tech Review, and I'll see you guys later.